Have you ever ignored someone because they looked poor, only to discover they were carrying the truth that could change your entire life? Imagine spending 10 years believing your daughter had died, only for a young boy with worn-out shoes and a trembling voice to stop you on the street and whisper, "Sir, your daughter isn't dead. It's your wife who lied to you." Most people would have kept walking. But one small act of kindness changed everything. Sometimes, the greatest miracles arrive through the people the world refuses to notice. Before we begin today's emotional story, don't forget to subscribe to Heartline Stories, like this video, and leave a comment telling us where you're watching from. Your support helps us share more heartwarming stories that remind the world kindness still exists. Marcus Ellison was one of the richest businessmen in New York. His company owned hotels, office buildings, and technology firms across the country. People admired his success, but few knew the sadness hidden behind his expensive smile. 10 years earlier, Marcus had lost his 5-year-old daughter, Lily. At least, that was what he believed. His wife, Vanessa, had tearfully told him that their daughter had died during an overseas medical trip after a sudden illness. Marcus was away closing an important business deal when it happened. By the time he returned, the funeral had already taken place. Vanessa claimed Lily's condition had become too dangerous and everything happened so quickly. Marcus was devastated. He blamed himself every single day. He buried himself in work because it was the only thing that kept him from falling apart. One rainy afternoon, Marcus left a business meeting and walked toward his waiting car. As he passed a subway entrance, he noticed a young black boy sitting beside the stairs with a small box of pencils for sale. His clothes were old, but his eyes were bright with determination. The boy stood up carefully. "Excuse me, sir." Marcus smiled politely and handed him a $20 bill. "You don't have to give me anything back." But the boy didn't reach for the money. "I don't want your money, sir." Marcus looked surprised. "I just need to tell you something." The bodyguard stepped forward, but Marcus raised his hand. "Let him speak." The boy swallowed nervously. "Your daughter isn't dead, it's your wife who lied to you." Marcus felt the world stop. "What did you just say?" The boy looked frightened but continued. "I've seen your daughter. She volunteers every Saturday at the community center where my grandmother works." Marcus stared in disbelief. "My daughter died 10 years ago." The boy slowly shook his head. "The girl looks just like the pictures in the newspaper about your family. Same eyes. Same smile." Marcus's heart pounded. "What is your name?" "Isaiah." Marcus knelt so they were eye to eye. "Why are you telling me this?" Isaiah looked down. "Because my mom always said that telling the truth is more valuable than keeping yourself safe." Marcus asked Isaiah to take him to the community center. Inside the old brick building, children laughed while painting colorful pictures. Volunteers helped families collect food and clothes. Then Marcus saw her. A young teenage girl stood across the room, helping a little child tie his shoes. She turned. Marcus froze. Those eyes. That smile. It was Lily. Older. Healthier. Alive. She looked confused as Marcus slowly walked toward her. "Excuse me." The girl smiled politely. "Can I help you, sir?" Marcus couldn't speak. Instead, tears rolled down his face. A nearby volunteer noticed the moment and quietly walked over. "You must be Mr. Ellison." Marcus nodded. The woman sighed. "I always wondered if you'd ever find her." She explained everything. Years ago, Vanessa had secretly taken Lily away after discovering Marcus planned to divorce her because of her repeated lies and financial fraud. Fearing she would lose everything, Vanessa staged Lily's death using fake documents and moved her under another identity with distant relatives. When Vanessa later disappeared, Lily was placed into foster care before eventually finding the community center that became her second home. Lily had grown up believing her father abandoned her. Marcus collapsed into a chair, overwhelmed with grief. I searched for you in my heart every day. Lily's eyes filled with tears. I thought you didn't want me. For a long moment, neither of them moved. Then Lily stepped forward and wrapped her arms around him. The room became silent as volunteers quietly wiped away tears. Marcus held his daughter tighter than he had ever held anyone. I'm so sorry. Weeks later, DNA tests confirmed the truth. Marcus legally regained custody of Lily. But he never forgot Isaiah. Instead of simply rewarding the boy with money, Marcus asked about his life. Isaiah lived with his grandmother because his mother had passed away from cancer. His grandmother worked 2 jobs, yet they still struggled to pay rent. Marcus quietly paid off every debt they owed. He arranged for Isaiah to attend one of the best private schools in the city on a full scholarship. He hired Isaiah's grandmother as the manager of one of his charity foundations with excellent pay and benefits. When reporters asked Marcus why he was helping a stranger, he smiled. He wasn't a stranger. He was the reason I got my daughter back. Isaiah continued visiting Marcus and Lily every weekend. Soon they became like family. One afternoon Lily asked Isaiah a question. Weren't you scared to tell my dad the truth? Isaiah smiled softly. Very scared. Then why did you do it? Because kindness means doing the right thing even when you're afraid. Those words stayed with Marcus forever. He created a nationwide foundation that reunited missing families and supported foster children searching for their parents. Thousands of families found hope because one poor boy had chosen courage over fear. Years later, Marcus stood beside Isaiah as the young man graduated from college with honors. Looking at the audience, Marcus said, "The richest investment I ever made wasn't in business. It was believing a boy everyone else ignored." The room erupted in applause. Kindness doesn't care about wealth, appearance, or status. Sometimes the smallest voice carries the greatest truth. Sometimes the person standing on the corner with empty pockets is carrying the blessing you've spent years praying for. So the next time someone asks for a moment of your time, don't be too quick to walk away. Listen with your heart. Show kindness without expecting anything in return. Because one simple act of compassion can heal broken families, restore hope, and completely change a life. If this story touched your heart, please like this video, subscribe to Heartline Stories, and share it with someone who believes kindness still has the power to change the world. Until next time, remember that every act of kindness creates a ripple that reaches farther than you could ever imagine.